Good evening, Greg here, burning at both ends, burning on the back end of Tuesday, May 22nd, 2018. It's 11:37 p.m. Pacific. I'm getting into some of this I-Core preparation, and so I-Core is this 8-week entrepreneurial training that I'm going to be taking. We have our kickoff webinar tomorrow. I'm excited for that. And then we fly out to Colorado for June 5th, where we have the opening week of training. And we have 6 weeks of solid customer discovery interviews, where we're going to do over 100 interviews. And then the 8th week, we have another week in Colorado for some wrap-up training. Super psyched for this. This is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be well worth it. Really going to sharpen my entrepreneurial sword, and I'm psyched for it. And the other cool thing is I'm going to be getting a lot of content from being a part of this course. I'm going to be posting a lot of this content on this channel and also on my ENSE platform, ENSE. This is this voice-based social media platform. Highly recommend it. A lot of fun. And it's just a cool way to use voice to get the message out. And so just a lot of content coming, a lot of good nuggets of wisdom. It's going to be fantastic. And if you're interested in this is all based on Steve Blank's Lean Startup Model. I've linked in the description, only the description, not in the outline, a link to an article written by Steve Blank that's called Why the Lean Startup Changes Everything. So I would definitely recommend that read for all entrepreneurs out there. It's very interesting stuff. It tells you kind of where the lean startup came from, where it's being implemented right now, and this I-Core is just based on that model. And so let's get into tonight's topic. And the cool thing about tonight's topic is tonight's topic leverages 2 previous talks that I've already posted on this channel. One on May 7th called The Power of Story, and one on May 8th called Saying It Out Loud and Attracting Someone That Will Help. And I've linked them both in the description and the outline. And essentially, the purpose of this post is to relate results that I'm getting by putting these into practice. That's kind of the whole point of this channel is I'm elevating my game. These things I talk about, I actually do in my life, and I see results. And it's just amazing how since I've been really focusing on this, I've been getting some incredible results. And that's sort of the whole point of this whole thing. And so I've really been engaged in the power of story. I've been engaged in this saying it out loud to find people that want to help me out because I know I need help. And I'm receiving some amazing results from this. And, I'm at a point in my career where I'm looking to severely elevate my game. And I know that I need help. This is a tough thing for me is to ask for help. And so I'm crafting my story. I'm finding some incredible people as an audience, to tell my story, and then I'm just seeing what comes of it. And when I have the story right and I'm sending out the right vibes into the universe, I start attracting the right kind of people that when they hear the story, their ears perk up and they can help. And so let's get into the story here. So as if it's not obvious, the story is this burn at both ends concept, right? I'm speaking the story out on my ENSE platform and my YouTube channel. Obviously, this is the YouTube channel. ENSE, right? This is this voice-based social media platform. I highly recommend it. Download it iPhone or Android. I've linked the downloads in the description. And I find these two to be very different and very powerful platforms. I'm really enjoying both. And as a result of telling my story, I'm attracting some amazing people. And I have to say, the universe is just completely creating miracles for me, and it's just awesome to see it. And I've been talking a lot about this infinite game concept, this just long-term thinking, competing only against myself. And with this focus on elevating my game, I'm able to keep this really opportunistic attitude because I'm constantly thinking about how to move forward, how to make progress. So I'm constantly looking for opportunities. And for me, I really got to work to couple this with patience and persistence. Patience is tough for me, I have to say. It's something I'm working on. It's definitely one of my work items here. But I'm able to to push through and get some patience going on. And I'm really good at the persistence side. I'm really good at continuing to attack problems. And I find that I'm able to manifest these amazing things. And one of the big things I'm doing is I'm trying things, I'm becoming a practitioner, and I'm okay with failures and dead ends. That's totally cool. It kind of makes it easy when you think about it, because then you know when to stop and try something else. So it really kind of enables progress through action. And one of my big goals is growing my network, both my real people network and my social media network. Just two different types of platforms, two different types of methods to meet people and make connections, and I find it's really helping me grow. And this big piece, and shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk. I know he had his VoiceCon today, so I hope that went well for you. I'm sure that was an awesome event. I wish I could have been there. And so Gary V is big on being of service, and so I'm putting that into practice. And I was working with an intern from Paris, France several months ago. He was with me for 6 months, and he was a master's student from UC Berkeley, and he was really doing some great work on my project. But something that I like to do with students, in addition to just the straight ahead engineering training and that kind of thing, is the big picture stuff, the why, what are you going to do in your life, the purpose, legacy, taking risks, being bold, things like that. And the cool thing is that he engaged in the process of those discussions there, and I learned about his dreams. I learned about goals. I learned about a mentor that he had from New York City. I learned about a startup idea that he had as he was a student around an app for the iPhone, and like a little special microphone to detect heartbeats to diagnose heart problems in third world countries. So it was pretty cool. And one of the things about his mentor is I heard of the advice the mentor had given the intern, and it was really cool advice, and I was really happy to hear it. It was things like take risks, try something bold, you're young, go out and do something crazy, do something risky. Now's the time to do it, and I really appreciated that advice. And this just kind of stuck in the back of my head. And then when I was so this was like months ago, and then so I just recently came back from New York a couple weeks before my trip. I reached out to the intern, who's now has a job at Tesla, I think, as an intern, which is pretty awesome. And I asked for an introduction to this entrepreneurial friend in New York, and I figure this person definitely is like-minded like myself. I'd love to meet him. The intern told me how successful he was, and I just wanted to have a meeting and see what would come of it. Just kind of tell my story and see what synergies might pop up. And it's all about relationships and timing. Who knows? Maybe this is going to be the greatest meeting of all time. Maybe it'll be a dud. Who knows? We'll see. And I just knew I just wanted to have a meeting where I was around successful people, and that it would be a great experience. And so anyway, I got the email introduction. We set a meeting. We met yesterday, as a matter of fact, for lunch in Brooklyn. Peter is his name, and it was so cool the way the meeting played out. It was almost like I couldn't have scripted it better. Peter's just an amazing guy, and it started out with him telling his story, and then I got into my story, and all these synergies just connected. We had a great conversation. We're definitely going to have follow-ups and talk about collaborating. I'm not going to get into many details, but the bottom line is that this whole concept of, patience, persistence, looking for opportunities, being of service, and then setting up meetings and just, knowing that, getting the right people in the room and attracting the right people, then synergies will come with the power of story. All this just fell right into place, and I'm really thrilled. So Peter and I are gonna, we're gonna do something together. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something, and I'm really excited for it. So another thing that's going on, and now back to the Ends platform, and so some more Gary Vaynerchuk inspiration. So Gary tells a story about when he was doing his wine library, and Twitter first rolled out, and he was one of the early adopters of Twitter, and how he leveraged that platform to grow wine library by attacking it like severely. I think he says something like 10 hours a day. I can't quite put that many hours into Ents every day, but certainly being very consistent and very deliberate with my use, and I'm kind of in early on the Ends platform, and so I definitely want to use that as a hub for Burn at Both Ends. I want to use it to to grow my social media presence and my following, and I'm just having so much fun with the platform. and I find it addictive and empowering, and it's cool, to say things out to the world. I have my daughters involved. They do some posts through my account, which is a lot of fun, and they love hearing their voices. And since this is like kind of a ground floor opportunity, I caught the attention of one of the founders, or of the founder of ENTS, with my story. And when I was in New York, he ENTS'd me and invited me up to his headquarters. And so I was with my dad and my brother celebrating my dad's birthday. So we show up at the ENTS headquarters, and Ikram, who is the founder, was there. I had seen him talk at an event back at UC Berkeley in late April. He was the keynote. So Ikram is also one of the co-founders of Venmo, and so ENTS is his new project. And he invited us up to the headquarters, and he even had a cake for my dad to celebrate his birthday. Now, don't forget, Ikram does not know me. He does not know my brother. He does not know my dad. He just appears to be this unbelievably gracious man, and it was totally cool that he invited us up. He had this cake, and we just connected. We hung out with him and his team for a while. It was just awesome. We had a great time. And of course, my brother, if you go back to that post about the top 10 awesome things about my brother, number 4, he seems to know everybody. He knew one of Ikram's buddies, a guy named Randy, who's one of the, initial team members of this ENTS platform. And my brother and Randy had worked on a previous project years ago, and so I thought that was rather appropriate yet funny. And so just the 3 of us, my dad, my brother, and myself, had a great time with Ikram and his team. We hung out, we had cake, we had some coffee, we just talked about ENTS, talked about some ideas, and I'm psyched. This is just an awesome relationship building activity. I'm so psyched to be doing it, and just really cool things are coming. And this is all just about me just putting my story out there and attracting some really cool people. And I'm really psyched to see where both of these opportunities go. I have no idea where they may go. On the ENTS side of thing, I have lots of ideas for the platform, lots of ideas on features for users, ways to use it. In fact, I just called up a really good friend of mine, a man named Ashanti Branch, who has an amazing nonprofit called Ever Forward Club, where he helps inner city kids get into college. And he's just a huge inspiration, a huge mentor. Got the biggest heart, one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen in my life. And this man just is of such service. And I thought of him in this ENTS platform and all these kids that he works with, and how powerful voice is. And I think this is going to be a really cool platform for him and his nonprofit to use. And so I just want to think of more things like that, more ways to reach out and give this platform to folks, because it is a really, it's a cool opportunity right now. It's so early that we can all work together to craft this ENTS platform to make it this very powerful thing, even though it's already amazing. So yeah, and the cool thing is now that I'm developing a relationship with Ikram, now I have a path to affect change inside his company with the platform, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to kind of almost be part of the team in a way. It's very cool. And I was very flattered because Ikram told me that he was really impressed with my Burn at Both Ends brand and what I was doing, and he was really enjoying my posts. And I see it because every time he listens to one, I get a notification. So he's not full of it. He's completely genuine, and I really appreciate that. I'm inspired. I'm inspired to help his platform grow. So I think that's really cool. All right, so that's tonight's post. So it's all about power of story, asking for help, saying things out loud, and being opportunistic, looking for opportunities, patience, persistence, keep the grind on, all these things, and I'm starting to see these amazing results come back, and so I'm very excited. And I got iCore starting, so that's going to be really cool. So just one deviation in this plan for this channel. I was talking about next month getting into some music and food and business and technology. I think I'm going to really focus on the iCore piece because that's a really rare opportunity, and I want to go all in on that program. And so I'm going to keep all the posts focused around iCore. So it's going to be all around business. It's going to be around technology. So it's going to be very relevant. It's just not going to be that 1 week thing I talked about before. Changed my mind about that. I just really want to focus on iCore. and there's going to be a lot of great content that falls out of it. So anyway, excuse me. So anyway, check out the description. There are some motivational videos down there. If you like the beats that you hear, that's G Money, my alter ego. I've been drumming for a couple of decades. I write drum songs. Check them out. You can listen to them for free on SoundCloud. What else we got down there? Oh yeah, subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Would love to hear from you. Comment down below. Tell me about your journey. Tell me about what you're up to. I want to be of service, so tell me how I can help. Throw some problems at me. I love solving problems, so that's great. And that's about it. So go out, have a great, let's see, pretty much, it's almost midnight here on Tuesday. So get some good sleep and rise early and grind. And I'll see you tomorrow.